What's up YouTube, RedRacer video, bringing you another one today. 2 days in a row I'm bringing you guys video, and here's why. In my video yesterday about E85, and if you guys haven't seen it, to my left and your right, you should see over in my recommended videos. If not, I'll scroll across the top here. But we brought you a video about E85. What is it? What are the pros? What are the cons? Should you run it in your car? In that video, as a result of that, I got a few different comments that kind of spurred me to make this video. So thank you guys for commenting on the video. I always tell you guys you can kind of guide the channel where it's going to go. So thanks to everybody who commented, and thank you Vinny specifically for asking the question, or actually telling me I should make a video highlighting the specifics of my car and what I had to do to make the power in my car on E85. So without further ado, we're going to talk about that today. So my car, for those that don't know, 2016 1SS Camaro. It is an LT1. It's a built bottom end LT1, heads, cam, everything like that. But LT1, and we're making 929 wheel horsepower and 777 foot-pounds of torque. We make that with twin turbos, BorgWarner EFR 7163s. So we're pushing the envelope on direct injection stuff a bit, and I'll get into that in a little bit here in a second. But the way we have made my power, and this isn't going to be, this is going to be general, but it'll kind of, it's more specific to LT1 or direct injected GM stuff. But I think this will kind of translate to a lot of people, kind of giving you an idea of the power levels of where you maybe can get to on certain fueling and what you'll need to start thinking about upgrading to be able to switch to E85 and still make the power you want to make without running out of fuel. So in my car, the things we've done, and there's a few different things, multiple things actually, which have helped us get to the fueling level we need to be at, or we feel like we need to be at to make the power we made. First things being, and this has been a while ago that we did this, but after we did the supercharger on the car and did methanol injection, the car went back in for heads, cam, and that was kind of when we addressed all the fueling and did the majority of the stuff. We've done a couple of things after, and I'll get to that. But the first things that we did was we pulled out the injectors, the LT1 injectors, and went to LT4 injectors. So gain of fueling there. We also did the cam in the car. And the cam in the car, forgive me for not remembering. I don't remember if it's a 32% or a 38% cam. But the cam lobe is essentially going to overdrive the pump 32 or 38%. I don't remember which one it is. So you've got the injectors. You've got the cam that's pushing the high-pressure fuel pump harder than normal. The high-pressure fuel pump we have also replaced to the LT4 pump. And then we also did the in-tank pump and replaced that with the LT4 as well. So we've basically taken all of my LT1 fueling, switched everything over to LT4 fueling, and then we've also got the cam that's helping push that LT4 high-side pump even harder. So we have added a lot of fuel just in that. After we switched from the supercharger to turbos, we decided it was time for more fuel, and we've also, and back up a little bit, we have methanol injection on the car. So getting to that again, once we went to turbos, we decided that we were going to need more fuel, and we wanted to cool things down a little bit more or help with fueling a little more. So one thing we did was my methanol injection system, and it's alky control. We switched from a single 15 nozzle to dual 10 nozzles. So we didn't go to huge amounts more methanol, but we are on dual nozzle methanol injection now, 210 nozzles. The last thing we did was we went to DSX fueling, or DSX tuning. We're now running their inline low side pump. So there's an additional pump on the low side running fuel from the low side up to the high side pump. For those of you that don't know, the LT1 and LT4 stuff typically run out on the low side first. So we're now supplementing that as well. So again, real quick, LT4, complete fueling, injectors, high side pump, low side pump. The cam is now overdriving the high side pump by, I believe, 32 or 38%. Dual nozzle methanol injection, as well as we are running the DSX auxiliary inline pump. So real quick, guys, I know some of you guys watching this are probably going to say, well, why did you have to do all that? You know, Guitarmageddon's making like 1,000-something wheel with his twin turbo setup, and he's just running pump gas. Okay, and that makes sense, and let me tell you why. If you haven't already seen my E85 video, I'm going to kind of repeat a couple of things. So for those of you that watched it, I apologize for being redundant, but on gasoline only, well, it's E10, but on gasoline only, you use a little bit less fuel. E85 has less energy, so you've got to run 30% more E85 to get the same energy that you would get from pump gas. So by staying pump gas or race gas, Guitarmageddon has essentially been able to not add the extra things to get the additional fuel, because he's essentially getting his additional fuel from staying gasoline and just staying on gasoline and or race gas. Because again, you can get more fuel using race gas or pump gas than you can with E85. Quick side note to that, I do not advocate that. I do not recommend that in any way. And a lot of tuners and a lot of people on Facebook have kind of gone after him for it too. But, you know, so far he hasn't had any problems. The car hasn't blown up. So, you know, good for him. But you can do it. I just don't recommend it. You know, it's like you can drive your car with your feet, but that doesn't make it a good idea. So, real quickly, the reason why, guys, is direct injected stuff has no fuel. Like traditional engines, or most traditional engines anyway, have port injection. They're spraying fuel through the top side. It's coming down past the intake valves and then going in. And because of that, you've got fuel hitting the valves, cooling the valves, and you're lowering combustion chambers and cylinder temperatures as a result of having that fuel come in through the top. So you're not getting that when you're pushing massive amounts of power through direct injection only. So we run E85 to combat that. So that lowers cylinder temperatures because it burns cooler. We're also spraying methanol through the top. So I am getting some fuel into the combustion chambers and on the top side of the valves and helping cool things down. But even with that, at 929 wheel horsepower and at 777 foot-pounds of torque, JDP and myself both kind of feel like we're kind of at the top of where we're really super comfortable making power with direct injection only. Part of it is because I autocross and road course this car a lot. I am going to do some half-mile and mile event stuff. So those are prolonged periods of time where you are wide open throttle making a lot of heat. And if you didn't have some fuel or something else in the mix to help cool things down, if you're just on race gas or pump gas only, those cylinder temperatures are out of this world. And that is, I mean, heat is the enemy. I said this in my last video, heat is the enemy. So I don't advocate doing that. I'm not saying Guitarmageddon's dumb for doing it. But it's definitely not something I would recommend guys doing. So I know, like I said, the reason I get into that is I know some of you probably watch him also, and you're going to say, well, you don't have to do all those things to make your power. In my opinion, you do. And more than my opinion, in JDP's opinion, you do. They road course, they race, they build race cars. They don't just build cars to make big dyno numbers. They're not just making cars for YouTubers like me. They're making cars because they go out and they race them and they beat the snot out of them. So they're all about reliability. They're all about repeatability and dependability. And to be able to make that kind of power repeatably and dependably, you need port injection added. Case in point, the new Ford Mustang Coyote, the new Gen 3 Coyote engine, is port and direct injected. So, I mean, people are getting hip to this and they're learning that, you know, direct injection is cool for some stuff, fuel economy, low end torque, things like that. But it's not ideal for massive amounts of power like people like myself are making. 929, and real quick, another side note, my 929 was made in 5th gear. 6th gear pull in my car would definitely make more power, probably to the tune of 20 or 30 horsepower, probably a little bit more really, and another probably 40, 50 foot-pounds of torque. The reason I say that is, and again, if you haven't seen this video, I'll run this video across the top, but I was down at JDP when they dynoed a brand new ZR1 Corvette, and the 5th gear and 6th gear pulls, it was also an 8-speed automatic. The 5th gear and 6th gear pulls saw, I want to say it was a 20 or 30 horsepower increase in 6th gear compared to 5th, and like a 40 foot-pound of torque increase from 5th gear to 6th. So the 6th gear is the one-to-one gear. That's where we would make more power, and my car has only been dynoed in 5th gear. So really my car is probably like 950 wheel, little over 800 foot-pounds of torque. And that's just, you know, really where we feel like we're pushing the envelope on power, where we can dependably go out and beat on it and do these things. Really quickly also, guys, I said that this video would kind of translate to other stuff. So just giving you guys an idea, you can take a stock Camaro, stock Mustang, stock truck, stock whatever it is, boosted, not boosted, anything like that. You can probably switch to E85 without changing a bunch of fueling in the majority of those cars. But if those cars are modified already and you're already asking more of the fuel system, and now you're going to go ask it for another 30% to switch to E85, you're probably going to need to address these things, and you're probably going to want to switch things up. And for, you know, every car is going to be different because not all cars are direct injected, but you're going to need to address fueling to switch to E85. It's not like any car can just switch to E85. Big thank you to Vincent Novello, my friend Vinny. He runs Gots to Go Racing on Facebook. He also has a YouTube channel here, Gots to Go Racing. So if you guys haven't checked him out, check him out. I'll put a link down in the description so you guys can go look at his channel. Very nice guy, very open and helpful with information. I've come to really like Vinny. Me and Vinny are good friends, all based off of YouTube. He was a viewer on YouTube. We found each other on Facebook, started talking, and that's just kind of how it happened. So, but Vinny, after my E85 video, said, hey, man, you need to make a video telling people about the fueling and telling them how you switch to E85 and then go make big power. So that's what this video is about. This is why I made it. So guys, when I tell you guys in the comments down below, please ask questions. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what other stuff you want to see, because I do read the comments. I do respond to them. And a lot of times I'll go make a video about what you asked me. So thank you, Vinny, very much. I appreciate it. Guys, like I said, hope this video was super helpful for you today. Switching to E85 is amazing, but if you're going to go big power, max effort, there's going to be other stuff that goes along with it. So again, in the comments down below, if there's anything you guys want to know, please let me know. Keep your eyes open. There's going to be a lot of new videos coming soon. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. Jared RedRacer Video, and I will catch you guys on the next one.